Just before we show you these pictures, we should warn you that it shows the moment of impact between the aeroplane and the helicopter, which you may find distressing. So here's the video. So the video is from airport security cameras. The American television network CNN got hold of it, and it shows two clear angles of the collision between the plane and the Army helicopter near the Ronald Reagan National Airport in the US capital, of course. And
Now, it's an American Airlines flight, and I told you that I worked with American Airlines for a very long time. Like I say, almost 20 years. Through Prime Flight. And this kind of hit home to me because one of the victims that was on the aircraft, I personally knew. She was one of the good ones that kind of helped me through a lot in the baggage claim situation when I first started baggage claim back in 2016. And she was really good. You know, at first, you know, I kind of didn't, you know, like her, I ain't gonna lie. But, you know, normally we would call each other, and she would ask me about a situation, about a bag that was supposed to come to Philadelphia. And, you know, and that's just how we pretty much communicate through other stations. But with her, it was a little different. With her, we kind of had a, you know, personal, intimate conversation, meaning that we was talking about, you know, the job, how people react. And it was very, it was cool, you know. Like we kind of just made good friends, and we talked about anything we wanted to talk about, even though we was on a work phone. We wasn't supposed to be on a work phone, but it was cool, you know, nonetheless. But I don't want to really disclose her name. If you see the victims on the picture, she's on the picture, and I couldn't believe it when I first saw it on the news. It was just devastating to me. You know, it made me, it just took me back a little bit. Fortunately, you know, she was on that aircraft that day. Now, I also want to speak about what could have possibly happened, and what, you know, what was going on that flight. The flight was pulling off, of course, at the airport, the Washington D.C. Ronald Reagan Airport. And I believe that was flight 5342. It was I think it was an Eagle flight, if I could remember. And it collided with a U.S. Army Black Hawk helicopter or something like that, I believe. Me doing like a little research and trying to figure out certain things about this accident. You know, on February 4th, they recovered all and identified all the victims, and they basically now they just picking up the debris and rubbish that's, you know, on the in the river. I think it's the Potomac River, if I'm not mistaken. So this is my theory on this, and I could be wrong. I don't know. Don't quote me. I think there was some malicious activities going on in that river. I mean, that whole situation. And the reason why I say this is because when you look up the flight 5342 for that day, it doesn't show up. I don't know if this was some type of cover up. I don't know what it is. It has something to do with somebody being on the aircraft and they wanted to get rid of that person. I don't even understand what's happening anymore. And I don't want to say too much because this, you know, this channel I just started. But I just believe that, you know, a lot of investigation has to really go on towards this. And if it's a lack of investigation, in which I can see that they're like daily, you know, putting out different situations that's going on, I don't think they're going to really give us the truth about what really happened. And like I said, they took out the flight completely during that day, which is odd to me. They never normally usually do that. I would be able to find it on flight stats or some type of website that would tell you what day this flight left, when it departed, when it arrived, and everything else like that. And that is not on record for some odd reason. I could be looking at it wrong, but me being in the airport for a long time and looking up these flights, they're always available. It doesn't matter what it is that you're doing or how many days went by. It could be a year or two. It will pop up. It's right. It's documented. Everything is documented. So that's what made me believe that it's something else behind the scenes of what's going on with this crash. So I want to say this real quick. I don't want to, you know what? I don't even know why I did this video. I don't know if I should even speak more about the crash itself, about what the reports are saying, what happened in the video per se, and how misguided and how the co-pilot and the pilot was through their connection with the tower. And it's like something just not right. Something is not right. Something is misleading, and they're leaving out something that we didn't hear or didn't know. Because if y'all didn't know, there's a shorter version of the video which I heard, and there's a longer version of the video which I also heard. Now, the longer version of the video, let's just say, didn't say the things that the news reports are saying that they said. You know what I mean? So that this is one of those situations where it's like, if you say too much, it will become a conspiracy. So you just have to, on your own, figure out and put the pieces and puzzle together and figure out what it is that they're saying and what you research, and kind of judge it on your own. And like I said, this hit home because the person that was on the aircraft, I know, and she was a good person, and God rest her soul, and condolences to the family. I was just glad to meet a cool person like that, and I definitely appreciate our conversations, our laughs, and our complaints. That's just the nature of the airport. But that's what I believe, that something happened on that flight. They're not going to really tell you exactly what's going on. You got to kind of research it yourself, like I did. And the more I researched, the more or less things I found out about the aircraft. Now, they give you the cover story of these, of the accident, but anything beyond you doing your own research, it's like they took out bits and pieces of the puzzle that is like crucial to when it happened. So that's just my little take on it. Take it with a grain of salt. I normally don't do these type of videos, but I just thought that was quite interesting to look into, and give a little shout out to a good close colleague of mine at the time. So that's it. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.
Disregard the plane on top. You can see that flash of light beneath it, and that is what we're focusing on. Military helicopter and a passenger flight right here. Moment of impact in 3, 2, there. And what's amazing at a time like this, a city that's always on the move, you have people driving through, driving in and out of D.C. over towards Virginia, and you see this happen. You got to wonder what goes through your head. It's usually such a majestic sight to see these planes taking off and landing, and that's why Gravelly Point, it's such a popular place, not just for adults, but for kids